Saint Germain, and welcome. We do this Monday through Friday here. If you've come from Terry at Holding Your Space, much favor and love. And we have a John Benny. If you're needing to dive for the John Benny at 9, much love. We won't take too long. He goes on live Tuesdays and Thursdays, so we're going to try to piggyback it. Yes, we will piggyback John. There we go. So I'm going to try to, at least Tuesdays and Thursdays, we'll try to keep it closer to 30 minutes, which is good for a show anyways. And then the other times, Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain, they ramble on for 45 minutes. So good dawning. So if you're here, we're grateful. If you're watching this in the live, or in the replay, if you're watching it live, you're here. If you're watching it in the replay, grateful. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for when I go live. And there we go. If you didn't get a chance to listen to yesterday's, it was, I hear these things, but I don't hear them. When I'm channeling, it's kind of, to me, honestly, I finished the channeling. I'm like, that was a gargled mess. It doesn't sound like anything to me. I get the gist of what I'm channeling, but I don't hear it until I actually go back and listen to the replay myself. And yesterday's was pretty smooth. I always think they're like out of whack, or like, this is going to sound like a jumbled, garbaged mess. Never. It was actually pretty good. Welcome. Let's see who we got in the chat. Yannick's welcome. I wonder if are you still in Panama there? Favor and awesomeness. Millie, Helene, Fatima. Is it Fatima or Fatima? I can't. Fatima for one, Fatima for two. I can't tell, and I don't want to pronounce it incorrectly. So I apologize there if I am, and that's totally incorrect on my end. And there are some of her videos up. We did post a folder in the community page with Fatima's videos. There's Millie in there as well, and we've got Ellen, and I also put Jared in there. So yeah, yesterday, Jared did a breathing. He's not always here because but he's on the channel at times. He has his own channel, Ahuda, and he did a breathing ceremony with the elements, and that's in the community page as well on the community in the posts. There we go. So in the folder, I created that folder. There we go, with family members under the selected channels. So if you've got something to do or nothing to do, then you can breathe with the elements and Jared. It's really good in centering. All right, I came back Sunday, loved it there. Awesome. Well, favor to that, and yeah, your vacation. I'm going to use your trip to Panama is my vacation for the summer. Ha ha ha. It's supposed to have an accent in the Fatima. There we go. All right, Millie, coffee as we speak. I tried to get coffee. There's a coffee shop called Ziggy's right on the corner. It's locally owned. They're amazing coffee, but if there's one car in line, you have 20 minutes to get your coffee. So we did not stop at Ziggy's, or I'd still be in line. There was enough cars to make it a good 30 minutes. They do well. It's way better than Starbucks, but you have to wait for it. Good dawning, Bonnie. Welcome. So we've been working. We're not going to keep this incredibly long, so we can piggyback into John, or at least pile into John somewhere between 9 and 9:10. So, which is awesome. And Millie, if you can put a link to John in the chat, that would be blessed. So a couple things here. If you're new with me, basically the goal of this is to set you daily, to realize that you're part of a greater universe there, and that we want you to be conscious of your day, Saint Germain and Archangel Raphael and myself, and how you're creating, good dawning, Bunny, how you're creating your universe. And not just, as somebody else, Terry said in her previous video, they're dervishing through, the dervishing dancer. It's like a whirling dervish. There you go, where you're spinning around out of control and not realizing what you're doing. A dervish could also be like a crazy-ass machine, that dervishing, like going crazy through the universe, so to speak. So we don't want you to be that. So that's what the whole purpose of this is. And Saint Germain also said Josh was lazy and did not channel enough. So we said, go do it in the dawning every day, and you will not be lazy. So there we go. I don't lie, and I won't hold my light. And so if Saint Germain says I'm lazy and didn't want to channel enough, well, here we are, 5 days a week. Grateful. So we've been working with Isis as well in the Pyramid of Light yesterday, and this week we've been doing cord cutting, and we're going to go back and do some more cord cutting today. Today we're going to cut cords from negative childhood and adult friends, coworkers, and influences. So if you have negative childhood memories, negative friends, maybe you had a friend that it didn't end so well, and it's kind of left you in a little bit of a rough spot, or maybe they have energies within you that's still attached to you, and so you had that resentment. A resentment is an energy string that's attached from somebody else to you that you have not cleared. So maybe if you're sitting in resentment, then you're sitting in their energy, and you're allowing their energy to fester in you, which is another dark energetic cord. And so from your end, then, definitely, he's amazing. I don't know, I just got caught in the chat there. Adam Zoom, yes. Adam as well. Check out Adam. And I'll throw that. And I may have actually, well, I couldn't check Adam Zoom, but I did throw some Adam in the, Adam has his own folder. It's called Amazing Adam in the community page. So check that out as well. There's a bunch of Adam in there, and I try to keep it current. Obviously, if he's doing something about specific energies to a specific time, I'm not keeping it in the Amazing Adam folder. But otherwise, if it's something that is timeless, it may end up in the Adam folder. So you can always check that out too. And then you'll have a link to Adam Bernstein from the Medium channel, who, by the way, I will be live with. Adam Bernstein on the 4th of August. That's a Tuesday night live, where I'm actually, St. Germain is actually going to interview Adam, and then I was going to do some mediumship on the channel as well. And we may morph Tuesdays here and there into the St. Germain interviews. So Tuesday night, may morph here and there, maybe a couple times a month, to the St. Germain interviews, where St. Germain and myself is working towards getting others, outside of Adam, of course, on the channel, and we will interview, but I will do it as St. Germain doing the interviewing of whomever is on the other side. So, but if you have an energetic cord, if you have resentment, to go back, you have an energetic cord cut with somebody. So we're going to remove any dark energetic cords we have between friends, coworkers, and those others who have come into our life. Casual acquaintances. Everyone has a casual acquaintance that probably drives them nuts in some aspect, just an energy mush. And so in that aspect, we're going to go back in as we did yesterday. All you have to do is center yourself down. So take a deep breath. Join me. And if you're watching this and you're new, this is a form of Reiki. Reiki includes cord cutting. Sometimes you'll see that they'll milk cords with maybe a selenite wand or something of that effect, or they'll smooth you with an amethyst. Well, in this aspect, we're imagining, no different. If you imagine something in this universe, to an extent, it actually kind of can exist. You only see 1% of the light spectrum for a reason. So take your arm and turn it into a sword, and we're literally just going to imagine pulling these cords up and cutting cords from those in our universe that don't need to have a cord attached anymore, or just negative cords in general. Like yesterday, we cut cords from our parents, but we're only cutting negative cords. We're not cutting love. All right, unless you have no love from your parents, then you just maybe want to cut your parents off completely, like me. Because it's not love, it's hate when you talk to your parents. So in this aspect, what we're going to do is center down. So we're going to imagine our friends, coworkers, everyone who's been in our universe. We don't have to be specific. And we're just going to say if there's any negative resonant energies from anybody, from any friends, from any coworkers, from anybody else who has been in our universe. We may get blasted here because there's a couple of dogs that make them right by the table. But nonetheless, we are in a park, so if somebody walks by, we can't control that. So close your eyes, bring it down, and we're going to bring in our friends, family, our friends, our coworkers, and our casual acquaintances who may have left resonant energies within us, and we're going to cut those energies. So it's real simple. We're going to pull the energies out from our friends, and we're going to cut the energy. So it's really slice and slice. And if you're watching Reiki or having Reiki done on you, this could actually be done. So we're going to slice this, and we're going to slice the energies. We're going to slice the heavier energies from our friends, and then we're going to slice from our coworkers. And we're not going to carry those darker energies anymore. We're going to get rid of them, send them off, and we're going to slice the energy from anybody else we've met on this planet. Just a casual person that we've met on this planet who's left us with resonant dark energies of any sort. Hate, anger, frustration. I don't understand you. Josh heard a comment this morning. He didn't understand, so we're going to cut from a casual person. He doesn't know, but he heard it online. So we're going to cut that, slice, and we're going to remove all that negative energy out of our auric field. So go ahead, slice away. And if you don't want to do it in public, like physically, you can imagine it. You can just hold up the word friends and erase it. That works as well. In your mind, these are all kinds of things you can do. Cord cutting, it's just symbolic to an extent. You can hold up a friend's name and then just imagine wiping it off a chalkboard. You're not erasing the friend, you're just erasing the cord. And they're gone. They're still there. You may even pick up the phone and talk to them, but you're releasing all the toxic in your field from them to you. So you could put somebody's name on a chalkboard as well, or you could put it on an index card and burn it. There's lots of different things you can do, but you're getting the idea. Here, we're just doing the symbology of cord cutting since we've been working with Isis in the pyramid and pulling out energies and then cutting the cord with Michael. Same difference. You are just doing it instead to an extent. All right, we're going to bring in Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain. We're going to do a quick channeling here, and then somewhere just short after 9, we'll go ahead and bomb John again. So that should be awesome. All right. So 5, 4, 3, 2. If you're new here, I want to state this real quick. I'm sorry. What's this guy doing? I'm counting down to center myself in the channeling. I am a semi-conscious channeler, so if I reach out, I did not get coffee or have time, and I don't have any instant or anything at home. So my giant thing of beverage. So if I reach out and chug some water, that's why. And 10:44, the angels are always with us. All right, so now I'm going to count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good dawning and welcome. Welcome to Good Dawning with Mr. Floyd. We're Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain. We are channeling through Josh to you, for you this dawning. And we are traveling over from everywhere in the universe to you today. Hope you are having an awesome day. We want to state a couple of things first, and this is going to be the channeling for today. Again, it will not be long. There are going to be times where we are going to keep this a little shorter. Why? Because we want to support other people. Like John. John supported Josh when he was in his dark night, and at 3 a.m. his videos would come up with these songs, and Josh would be crying. If you are not in your dark night at 3 a.m. every once in a while, then you have not had a really good dark night of the soul. But nonetheless, so when Josh was up at 3 a.m., purging and releasing, John would put up a song, and it would kind of help to center Josh. And so we are not going to go over like to 9:30 or anything. We are going to leave here like at 9:10. We are going to go and bomb John if you want to join us. Because it takes a village, so to speak. We are not Hillary, ha, 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 for sure. But it takes all of us. All of these spiritual teachers have something to show. A little bit of John, a little bit of Saint Germain, a little bit of Laurie Ladd, a little bit of Terry. Well, maybe a little of Terry, a little of this and that. And you put it all together and you can find your balance in yourself. Do not just watch one person, because you will only get their specific opinions and their specific spirituality, which is fine. It's different for everybody. But we want to state this. You need to have discernment in what you are watching. Some of your spiritual teachers are still playing in the divide, and we are not going to state whom or anything else. But some of your spiritual teachers will say one thing and do something completely different. We witnessed that. That has been witnessed. Well, they are saying one thing and then telling you, you are everybody, and you are, but they are playing in the divide by we are this and you are that. If you are watching a spiritual teacher, generally speaking, we don't want to go up, we want to go that way. Ooh, there we go. So if you're watching a spiritual teacher, I'm going to state this as delicately as possible, no names given, and they say the word they, those people are them. They are playing in the divide. They are not as spiritual as you. I'm not saying they are not as spiritual as you think they are, but there is something they are. There's a switch that is missing, because there is no they, there is no them, and there is no divide. There's no D, there's no R, there's no nothing. There is you, there is me. That is it. There is no black, there's no white, there's no green, there's no yellow. Not green people, but it's not easy being green. If you had Comet, maybe you would have green people. But nonetheless, you are understanding. There is no divide, there's no agenda that makes you versus them. You want to play in that, you are not playing in the spiritual realm. There is no any of that. You want to be spiritual, it is your job then to break those barriers down. There is no they, there is no them, there is no this agenda that they are perpetrating or these people are. None of that. You are looking for the divide. If you are saying these people, those people are not as I, even at that, then you had a thought that you were already in the divide. You are just shown that, oh, maybe the divide wasn't as big as I thought, but you're still even playing in the divide. Watch and discern who you watch and what you hear. We are not saying even if they state stuff that plays in the divide to disappear, but keep that in mind. Not all of your spiritual teachers are walking the balanced path. That's what we are trying to tell you. So have your own discernment. That is the word for today, discernment. When you are listening to people, when you are out in your universe, can you discern what people are saying? Are they coming from the dark side, the dark energy? Are they trying to grapple you into that darkness? Are they discerning? Are you able to discern if they are coming into the light, if they are talking from the light, if they are talking their truth in love and balance and not in those, them, and theys? If your truth lies with the words, those, them, theys, others, some, you are in that those, them, and theys, and some. You are the divide. You understanding. You are understanding, I would hope. If you are hearing this and watching this, if you are watching spiritual teachers who talk that way, then you are playing in their divide. You are walling off your garden into their garden. So keep that in mind. We're not saying you don't watch them. Watch everything you choose to watch. Watch with discernment, even Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain. If you are not watching, we are not going to say we don't deserve discernment too. Find what works for your soul and take it. But do not listen to these things rote. You will listen to your spiritual teachers because you think you are not spiritual yourself. We have the mowing crew here again. So apparently this is the most mowed lawn in all of Longmont. Haha. They mow this, I think, twice a week now. But that is good. But nonetheless, you listen to your spiritual teachers, but you don't listen to yourselves. Your spiritual teacher will say something and you'll be like, spiritual teacher, we're just talking people on YouTube. Whoever you are listening to, and you are on the other end, and you are going, that's interesting. That is, you are listening to them. You are absorbing what they are saying. Their energy is moving. And so, are you doing that with discernment? Are you listening to people, but are you thinking for yourself? Are you taking these things as rote? That is the question. If you are taking it as rote, then you are not yourself. You are not being yourself. You are not allowing for your personal ascension. You are letting the others ascend for you, so to speak. But you have to do the shadow work as well in order to ascend. And are you bypassing the shadow work as well? You cannot just watch spiritual people and you're Saint Germain and think I am ascending. No, that is just watching like you're watching TV. The more you ascend, the more you do the shadow work. And the shadow work is working through your dense traumas, sitting down and journaling it out, looking in your day and seeing where you are triggered so you know your patterns. Lots of things you can do. Just watching this is not going to get you spiritual. It may put you on the path. It may put you in the right frame of mind to start looking into yourself. That's how you are going to get spiritual, is to look into yourself and say, where am I playing in the divide? Where is my they, them, their, and theirs? And am I allowing others in there who I am watching or in their universe to influence me and how I see they, them, and their? Or am I playing in that divide because they are influencing me to be in the they, them, and their? It is very important that you remain sovereign in your spiritual awakening, and we need to repeat that. Your sovereignty in your spiritual awakening is your key. We are not saying to do not watch Laurie Ladd or Saint Germain or Archangel Raphael or to watch Adam. Of course, these are your tools. But you have to discern for yourself in your own heart space, in your own gut, what's right for you. And what they are saying, if that is right for you, do not take it as rote. Do not just go, You could be led by Jim Jones then. It wouldn't matter. If you are just watching a spiritual person and going, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, that is, okay, I am listening. And you are not internalizing, listening, feeling into it yourself. You might as well have Jim Jones leading you down the Kool-Aid path. It doesn't make a difference. If you know who Jim Jones is, you would understand. Or you could be the Heaven's Gate. There you go. You could just join the Heaven's Gate. It doesn't make a difference. You are just going to be sheep lemming anyways. Do this for yourself. We are not saying you are sheep lemming, but what we are saying is get some discernment. Find your own path with all of this, using your tools. If you're watching Saint Germain and you have a question on something and you don't believe it, sit down in yourself and center yourself to go, what is Saint Germain saying? Is this part of my truth? Don't just blow it off or take it. This is how you ascend. This is how you wake up. You have to start bringing it into yourself. Listen to what you are hearing and then work with yourself. Sit down in your quiet meditation. Was what I heard, did I move up? Did it help to vibrate me up? Is there something in there I could take as a lesson? Or was there something in there I learned that I don't want to be? Maybe your spiritual teachers are also teaching you how not to be. with the divide and the theys and the thems and the agendas. Some of y'all spiritual teachers can easily also teach you what you don't want for your brand of spirituality, for your brand of walking sauce. And we hope you understand when we are saying your brand. Everybody is going to wake up in their own manner and be their own version of sauce, how they see themselves as the light. Can you do that for yourself? Can you release yourself? When you're going to ask Millie closer to 9 o'clock to put a link to John Benny into the chat, because we are going to leave here no later than like 9:05, so we can drop another bomb on him. Because for Josh, he is not doing this he's doing this hopefully at one day to be his career, of course. And we are live, and you can go live with Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain one-on-one through Josh as well, through Mr. Floyd Channelings at gmail.com. And then one day he's hoping to do this for his living as well. But for John, he has already stepped off the map and said, I am not working in the corporate world. Josh just took a job at a crystal shop. We're going to smooth him up. He walks out of that crystal shop, he is vibrating like a bell. Ding! After 7 hours, 7 hours of standing around crystals all day, you would vibrate like a bell too. But for John Benny, he is no longer working. This is his universe. So we are going to support the fact that his universe in general, and if you want to donate to him or whatever, that is on you. But we are going to show that we are supporting you in your spiritual work because you are supporting our spiritual ascension. But you can take it with a grain of salt, meaning that listen to it with discernment. Listen to it with this, very little, but mostly with this and with this, your gut. Feel into what you believe and what you feel when you are listening to John. Or anybody else for that matter, and feel into it. If you take what you need and leave the rest, but do not diss what you are leaving, for example. Find that balance. Do not let all of your spiritual teachers tell you what your spirituality should or should not be. You create that on your own. You create your own balance and your own spirituality. These teachers, like Mr. Floyd, like Saint Germain, Archangel Raphael, we are here to help round you out. You have to do the work. You have to take all of this and then go home and sit in your night of dark night in yourself and assimilate all of this. It's your job then to sit down and to write it out, to look into yourself and to say, where is my darkness left? What is left in me? Where is my resentment? What cords are sticking out that I need to cut to release the resentments and the attachments to others? Who am I attached to? These are your job. This is your job. You are using spiritual teachers to help to guide you through all of that, to help lift you up. Here comes the lawnmower. But fortunately, we cannot really hear it with the microphone. So we're not going to worry. We are not going to be too long either. So on your end, he's just driving by. So we're going to give it a moment. Here we go, lawnmower. The lawnmower man. There we go. So from your end, hope that was entertaining. But from your end, can you find discernment? Can you, if a spiritual teacher says something and you go, oof, realize they are human too. They are not going to be perfect. You could call them out on it, so to speak, if they are driving into it. Like, hey, you have a chat on YouTube, so you could go, hey, are you really in stating that you are playing in this divide? You can do that. Just be careful. And if they are, then it's your discernment what you want to do. But keep in mind that we are all human. Everyone you see, Mr. Floyd is human, Adam is human, Huda is human. We are all human. Millie's channel, she's human. We are all human. Ellen, she is human. We are just doing our best to show you our side of spirit, our side as source. And that is really what this is all about. Even if you are like Ellen or Millie, you are just showing a little groundhog, or you are, which is not just a little groundhog, not to that groundhog for sure, or the chipmunk, for Ellen, if you are singing, this is their universe. This is how they are seeing their universe in a spiritual way. Honor that. They are not creating any divide. They are not bringing things down. They are showing you love, beauty, and joy. Honor that. If you are watching channels that are breaking down the divide, then it is on you to either let it go, because they are still in divide, and understand that they are still human, or you play your cards and you let go of the channel, or you move on. You guys are not playing in that divide. It is truly up to you. But have compassion nonetheless. Just don't take it as rote, and don't eat that divide. All right, we just have a few more moments here, so we are going to keep this rather short. We are Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain, and we have channeled really we wanted to get it out. This has been that kind of week where you had an event over the weekend that has shown the divide on your planet really well. The delineation between those partly who had hate in their heart and love in their heart. And that's a good thing in a way. What happened, well, it's a tragical thing. We never want anybody to have to go through that in favor to those who are injured or the family of these who died and all of that. Much love to their family, bring them together in the long run. But from your end, will it bring you together? Or are you going to play further into the divide? Let humanity know where people stand. At least in America, you put that divide down all of a sudden. Okay, I see where you stand. Your light is shining in this manner, and I can see that now. You had just wished the man death, and you are upset that he did not get shot. So we can see your light. So where are you playing in all of this? That is the question. And if you are watching those who are still speaking of divide, just don't play into the divide. We're not saying you have to abandon that channel or disappear or go somewhere else or whatever. But what we are saying is realize they are human too. And it is hard to get out of the divide. We have been divided since you are born. You are divided the moment you are born. Boy, girl, your first division. It goes from there. Then you are born with you have nots. Your parents, did they have to take an Uber to take you home or a taxi because they have no car? Or did you get into a Rolls Royce? You have another have nots. And then you get home and do you have a crib to go to? Are you laying on the bed because your parents are poor? More have than have not. You're always dividing up. And this and that and breaking. So if you are hearing that in your universe, don't play into it. If you continue to hear it, you can call it out. But otherwise, don't play into it. Just be the love. You know where you are, and you know who you are. When you watch your spiritual teachers on YouTube, do it with discernment. Even Adam will say, if you're watching me and you're not discerning what I am stating, because he has said this before, so we're not speaking out of turn for him. So watch everything. We're not saying with a grain of salt. Watch it with your heart, not your head. Watch it with your gut. You will get your answers. Releasing transmission. All right, it's 9 o'clock on the nose. I didn't even look at the watch. All right, not trying to speed these up to get to John, but the message didn't need to go much longer than that anyways, and there's one in the chat who understands where this message came from. So yeah, what we're going to do from here is go and watch John. So Millie, if you can, Joyce the Buffet, I love it. Can you put John's, actually we got it, John's Healing Life. So what we're going to do is over to John. I'm not trying to throw up my chat here, but John's live Tuesdays and Thursdays. So at least one day, either Tuesday, we did it this week because it's his first week going live and I really want to support him. But next week, either Tuesday or Thursday, we're going to cut at 9 and we're all going to go bomb him. If you want to leave at 9, I certainly understand. This is going to be here. But either way, I love you. Stay awesome, guys. And we're going to go ahead and bomb. And obviously, if you have something else you need to do, of course. And if you're watching this in the replay, hit that link and you can go see John. He's a good guy. He's we're all just trying to help the humanity when it really boils down to it. And there's Adam's channel as well. All right, so I will see you guys over on John, and let's go bomb John. Much love, much awesomeness, and I'll see you guys in the next. I didn't do ISIS yet, and I will do that this dawning at some point. I have to work till 4. So much love. See you guys later.